So it looks like we know why exactly Lisa Rinna is calling herself the LeBron James of the Real Housewives franchise. Apparently, she's asking for over $2 million for her to return for season 13. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So it's another story talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. As you know, a new episode will be airing tonight, and we will be watching it together on TikTok. So be sure to follow me there if you haven't already. But normally, I wouldn't report on the salaries because I know Bravo, NBC Universal, and Andy Cohen has openly admitted they don't want to talk about their salaries. Rightfully so, because they don't want other housewives trying to renegotiate their contracts or bring to the table, well, I heard you said this housewife makes this amount of money. Well, the housewives, they do talk. And we've heard for years different salary amounts for different housewives, and I believe there's some truth to that. But this story coming out from Reader Online says to me that it might be Rinna fishing a story to them. And normally, like I said, I wouldn't report on a story like this, but I have a feeling Rinna's behind this, and Rinna is trying and has been showing signs that she is trying to renegotiate her contract and to get people stirred up so that she can say, like, see, people love me. So Radar Online reports this in regards to this story. They say Lisa Rinna is currently renegotiating her new contract with Bravo and demanding that she's the highest paid of the Real Housewives ever, or she won't come back. At this point, Bravo needs Lisa more than Lisa needs Bravo. She was a star before Bravo and will be a star long after Bravo too. Do you guys recall? These are some of the things that Lisa Rinna has said on her Instagram stories. At least change up what you say when you're fishing the story to Radar Online. They continue and they say, Lisa knows her worth and knows how to negotiate. Only Lisa is willing to call their bluff and walk away if she doesn't get the deal she wants. While the other ladies are frightened to upset Andy Cohen, Lisa is fearless. She's not frightened of him or anyone else. Insiders add that Rinna is demanding $2 million a season, which would make her the highest paid Real Housewife ever. Currently, the Atlanta ladies earn the most. Kandi Burruss reported is paid a little less than $2 million per season. Because I know a lot of people have been speculating that NeNe was paid over $2 million. There's been all kinds of things. You remember the story that came out that Real Housewives of Atlanta production and Bravo are going to pay Portia Williams $5 million to return. And I laughed at that. I didn't even report on that. We talked about it briefly when we were talking about Atlanta. But I didn't report on that because, like I said, Bravo, first of all, not that they're scrapped for cash, but they're not paying these housewives that kind of money anymore. And they would never were paying that type of money. So Lisa Rinna asking for $2 million makes sense. And I think this story is being brought to you by Lisa Rinna to Radar Online, because she's been giving us hints for a while now. They continued, we're told the negotiations are ongoing and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star has yet to sign on the dotted line. RadarOnline.com reached out to Rinna's rep who told us, quote, no comment. They just go on and talk about Rinna's history on the show. Rinna has been a castmate of the show since season 5 in 2014. I can't believe she's been on this show for that long. The reality star has consistently brought drama every season and is known for being an expert at stirring the pot. Rinna, how much did you pay Radar Online to write this article? Radar Online learned Lisa's contract negotiations after sources told us she will not be joining the other Bravo stars at BravoCon later this year. Again, I thought that that information, all of what's been leading up to this this moment of us talking about her negotiation, this is Lisa Rinna. This is Lisa Rinna. And I know tonight all of you are going to be like, well, this is Lisa Rinna setting up Kathy Hilton for the okie doke. Maybe. But I definitely think this is Lisa Rinna fishing this story to Radar Online. It wouldn't be the first time, and it's not going to be the last time that a celebrity or a real housewife has done this. According to Radar Online, in regards to BravoCon, an insider told us Rinna was invited, but due to scheduling, isn't available. Sources tell us her absence has nothing to do with the reunion, despite speculation. The salaries for Real Housewives have been increasing substantially over the years. Back in 2014, Radar broke the story that Lisa Vanderpump, Kyle Richards, and Yolanda Foster scored huge pay raises and were paid $500,000. Vanderpump has been making $250,000 per season, and Richards was pulling in $200,000 previously. At the time, sources told us that Kim Richards and Lisa were making $450,000. Soap opera star Eileen Davidson signed a $750,000 deal to appear on the show in 2014. Okay, and look, and there's been speculation that Erika Jayne is making over $1 million to be on the show. I don't know if I necessarily believe that. I'm sure she definitely received an increase after all of her legal drama played out last season. That has been reported. All over Anthony. I've been citing him a lot lately, but a lot of the times his information has been accurate. And he posted on his social media, there's a story out that Lisa Rinna is asking for $2 million for next season of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and it will never happen. No housewife has ever made that much and will never make that much for a season. Especially now when, according to sources, Bravo's not trying to pay any of these ladies that level of money because they're not making the same money that they used to. Check the Salt Lake City girls. They're not making that much. They're definitely not making as much as someone like Kandi is making on Bravo. And I know what you're saying, Candy's making that. Well, she's been there a long time. She also has brought multiple highly rated spinoffs for the show and for the franchise. Lisa Rinna is desperate. She is desperate, and I'm sure there will be a lot more antics before it's done. But before I'm done, one of the other antics that Lisa Rinna brought to our Instagram platform was calling herself the LeBron James. And this is why I believe this is Lisa Rinna fishing this story to Radar Online. She's trying to get the internet and people talking. That she wants to make us believe and Bravo believe I'm valuable, I'm necessary for the show. So the last thing that we reported in regards to Lisa Rinna and her internet antics was her posting a Sunday Truth. She says, Sunday Truths. I'm the LeBron James of Housewives at this point. You can't afford to lose me. Then she put a bunch of emojis and a diamond. And of course she added Michael Rappaport. And we all laughed. The LeBron James, and I said I said this to you before. If I had to compare any housewife to LeBron James, it would be Nene Leakes. But they still could afford to lose Nene Leakes at this point. And you're nowhere near a Nene Leakes, Lisa Rinna. And I'm not taking away from what Lisa Rinna has brought to Beverly Hills. You know, because there'll be a lot of people that are stands for certain housewives, and they'll say, Lisa Rinna's terrible. She didn't bring. No, Lisa Rinna has brought a lot to Beverly Hills. However, we've seen this season alone that with episodes without Rinna, we were okay. We weren't missing Rinna. And she was very annoyed by that. She was like, I wish they would show my grieving journey. She's an important factor to getting and stirring the pot in Beverly Hills, but we could look, Kyle can stir a pot too. Even though I do think Kyle needs to take a season off or two. And I know, I hear, we need to shake up the cast in Beverly Hills. They need to do a complete reboot. I don't believe that. And I already know Bravo's not going to do that, especially with all the drama happening with the Roni reboot. They're not going to take that risk, especially when these ladies are still bringing in top ratings for the network and for the franchise. But Lisa, I don't think first of all, I don't believe you're going to get $2 million. I think if you are that stubborn and you decide to walk away from Beverly Hills, Bravo will be okay. And you will be regretting it. You will be regretting it. But you were smart. You said, you know what? I'm going to start Rinna Beauty. I'm going to start a liquor. I'm going to do all these different things. Smart. So many people waste their time on this show. You have been trying to catapult this to other things. Good, smart, because this won't last forever. And this might be the end, because next season, when they don't have you and we are still churning out quality episodes, and maybe add another quality housewife that actually has a storyline. Because let's be real, Beverly Hills, there's not a storyline in sight besides Erica Jane. But I said to you this before, even if Erica Jane was there and we didn't have Sutton questioning her, they could have easily moved away from this storyline of her legal trouble. You needed someone to ask the questions and go up against Erica Jane, because that storyline that Erica Jane has this season, finally, after how many seasons of not, would have been nothing if no one asked the questions. Guys, as always, I know you have a lot of opinions when it comes to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Let's have that conversation below. Do you believe that Rinna's worth $2 million? Do you believe that she's the one fishing this story to the blogs? And let me know if you're excited for tonight's episode, Kathy's Meltdown. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.